Vi maler byen rød og himlen fuld af stjerneskær. Fuck, I had a line. I had a funny line I was gonna say at the start of the video. But now, fuck, I forgot it. I was gonna, fuck it. Whatever. Hi. Has been Hotel. Helluva Boss. Episodes. React to them. It's what I do. Channel. YouTube. Watch. Have fun. Enjoy. Hello. Helluva Boss episode 7 after episode 6. Holy fuck. Only 16 minutes long, so this can't take more than 2 hours, right? Right? This cannot fucking take more than 2 hours. Please don't let it take more than 2 hours. Yeah. Before we get into the actual episode, first a couple of bits of house cleaning. Number one, as usual, please don't post spoilers in the comments. You can post, like, if you want to, like, foreshadow or hint or be like, oh, the thing that happens in the episode 7 of season 5 or whatever. That's not a season 5, but, like, you know what I mean. Like, you can sort of hint at it and foreshadow and go, oh, I look forward to seeing your reaction to the thing that happens later. That's fine. Just don't post direct spoilers, because I feel like part of the fun of these is that people get to see me have, like, reactions to things when I don't know what's going to happen. That's number one. Number two is we are no longer watching Helluva Boss on YouTube. At least not in the way that I'm doing it here, because YouTube has been a piece of shit lately. Like what else is new? But, like, a particular piece of shit. In that it's had lots of freezes, it has had trouble, like, scrolling back and forth in the images that I'm looking at. I can't really frame by frame everything. It is lots of buffering and shit. It's been really fucking annoying. I pay for premium. Like, this shouldn't fucking happen. And so I just went, fuck it. I downloaded all of the Helluva Boss episodes off of YouTube, and now I've got them in Premiere Pro, where I can scroll back and forth through them a lot more smoothly without having to deal with YouTube's bullshit. It's a little annoying because I liked having the credit on, like, having the title of the episode and the name of the YouTube channel on screen. I kind of liked that. I thought that was nice. Like, just as a thing to have, because if I'm going to watch their whole fucking episode, like, I feel like, but, you know, whatever. Since YouTube won't collaborate, that's no longer an option, I guess. Someone please remind me in the comments, by the way, to put links to the episodes in the description of the video. I keep forgetting to do that, and it kind of annoys me. I'm going to try and make an effort to do that going forward and also going backwards, but I just need to remember it, and my ADHD brain remembers better with a lot of reminders. So thank you. What else? Right, ads. We need to talk about ads. I'm going to put a timestamp down in the thing that lets you know when we get past all of the housekeeping, because this might take a second, and the reaction to the thing starts, but need to get that out of the way first. There's ads now on these videos, and there's ads there because I have put them there. So, I looked back at what I'd done with episode 6, and I kind of looked at it and I went, fuck, I turned it into work again, didn't I? Cause yeah, when I started this channel, I was thinking to myself, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna watch shit. I'm just gonna have reactions to it. It's gonna be low key. It's gonna be like, it's a small thing for a few people who want to, like, just have the experience of watching something together with me. And I'll just pause every once in a while, do a little bit of commentary. Then it won't be a big deal. Like, it's not a huge deal. And to start with, sure, certainly I managed to keep my reactions short-ish to most things, like, without going too much over the runtime of the thing, and it was casual, and I was just, this is just how I sit down and watch an episode. But then Freerun happened, then Helluva Boss, Has Been Hotel happened, then Helluva Boss, and now at this point, it's like I look back at the episode 6 thing I didn't like, and I just looked at it and I went, that's a main channel video that I just did. Like, I used to make channels for my make videos for my main channel that exact way, like these close step-by-step, frame-by-frame reaction animations, like to animation reactions to, like, substantially huge things. Like, my arcane animation breakdowns are over there on my main channel, and I've just made a main channel video on the reaction channel. I've turned it into work again. And on the one hand, I'm a little annoyed with myself for that, because this was supposed to just be chill out, casual times. But on the other hand, it was also authentic. Like, it's these shows, like this level of animation quality from independent animation is like, I couldn't not. Like, I don't know how to shut the fuck up, right? So it was like, I looked at it and I kind of went, okay, if I've turned this into work now, then I probably need to at least make an attempt to get paid for it, right? Because like I do this for a living. This is how I make my rent, and spending 2.5 hours on watching a 22 piece of anime, that's a lot of the work time of that day that got sucked away by watching this fucking web cartoon. So I figured, okay, I'm gonna go back to the first of my reactions. I'm gonna, like, which was one of the some of the shorter ones, right? Like the one for episode 1 of the proper show, and I sent a copyright dispute to Spindlehorse, right? Because the way it works is I make this episode, I upload it to YouTube, the YouTube copyright system detects, oh hey, this video is using all of the footage from this other video, and it sends a notification to the Spindlehorse VivsyPop YouTube channel, and they have an automated system in there that reacts to those notifications, right? And because they allow reaction channels, right? They allow people to do reactions through their whole fucking episodes. The response of the VivsyPop YouTube channel is to go, okay, put a copyright block, or not a copyright block, but a copyright claim on that video so they can't monetize it, but don't put ads on it, don't take it down, don't do anything. Like, we're allowing this, but we're not allowing them to make money for it. And I think that's completely fair, because like reaction content has a tendency to be what's called non-transformative, which is to say the person who's doing the reaction, they're not really transforming the content. They're not doing review or commentary. They're not really like diving. And that's fine. Like, that's not a problem. There's nothing bad about that at all. But that's not what reaction content usually is, right? And so basically I figured, okay, I'm going to send a copyright dispute, and I'm going to write, like, basically put in the text of my dispute that what I do qualifies as a review, right? That was the grounds on which I disputed the copyright claim, and said, like, hey, this is what I do. I dive into, I frame by frame my way through it, do commentary on like all the story beats and all this, like all of that. Therefore, I believe this is fair use. Like this is allowed under fair use, and I should be allowed to monetize my video. And that notification goes to Spindlehorse. A few days pass, I think it was like a week or something, and then eventually a notification comes back that they have released their copyright claim on the video, which means essentially they reviewed my counter notification and they agreed with me. Right. Now, I don't know how many human eyes go on this. I don't know if there was a person at Spindlehorse who reviewed my video and said, yeah, that's fine. But as far as the YouTube system is telling me, Spindlehorse are okay with me monetizing this style of reaction video of their work, right? Again, I don't know if anyone at Spindlehorse watched it. I don't know how much of this is automated, but as far as the YouTube system is concerned, that's the case. So I'm allowed now to monetize these videos, which I am doing. So you're getting ads on them, and I'm mostly allowing YouTube to automatically place ads into this video. I'm not manually putting down ad breaks. And as a result of that, there might be kind of a fucking lot of them. And the thing about that is YouTube systems tries to serve you as many ads as it thinks you are willing to sit through or skip through, right? So the more it thinks you want to watch the video, the more ads it's going to, and it uses all the data it has on you to sort of try and determine that, like demographic and age range and so on, and subject matter. The more ads it's going to serve to you, right? So if you're getting a really fucking annoying number of ads on the videos, let me know in the comments, and I can go in and I can adjust that down a little bit. If it gets really bad, I'll just have to put in manual breaks and say, like, no more than once every 10 minutes. But it sort of depends. It depends on who you are, what your demographic is, how likely you're willing to sit through the ads, etc. But mostly that's YouTube doing that automatically. Let me know if it's too many, though. Like, if it's like, if you get like 15 ad breaks in 10 minutes or whatever, like let me know, and I'll try and adjust that downward so that it's more reasonable. But yeah, it's basically, if I'm spending that much time in my workday doing this, I want to get like a little bit of money out of the ad revenue for that. That's basically what's happening. Also, people have been sending me tips for doing these, which I appreciate a lot. It's very, very helpful, and very, very generous of you. You don't have to do that. I want to stress that, like, the links are down below, but you don't have to. I'm just glad you're watching. You also, like, don't feel pressured to turn your ad block off. Like, if the ads are just fucking annoying you, watch with ad block. Like, it's fine. Like, you blocking the ads on the thing is like a fraction of a cent. Like it's, don't worry about it. Like, that's not something you should feel pressured to. Watch the episode in whatever way you want. You don't have to feel responsible for any of that. It's just me. Like, I turned that on so I could, like, get a few dollars in, just to sort of, like, because I turned it into work. I turned it into work again. It was supposed to be casual, and then I turned it into work. So yeah, anyway, that's the housekeeping. I think that was all of it. Yeah. So now, let's watch the Season 1 finale, which is not the final episode of Season 1. Because of, I think there was some scheduling conflicts or something. Okay. Oh, hang on. Well, that's... okay. Because... hang on. Because that's a very colorful hell we're looking at here. That's a very Metropolis-like. Yeah, Metropolis-esque sort of vision of hell, which, like... no, I don't think it's in Truth Seekers. I have all of the episodes here, so hang on. Because, like, compared to what hell looked like in fucking Lululand... well, Lululand was quite colorful. Spring Broken, maybe? Yeah, Spring Broken. Like, compared to this... where it's, like, very... gray and brown and brown and gray, like all warm tinted, but like not colorful, not particularly bright. That's a distinctive shift in style, I feel like. I guess maybe because we're seeing the tops of all the skyscrapers instead of the street level, but that's a lot more colorful. And it also, like, the aesthetic looks different, doesn't it? Yeah, like, there's way thicker outlines here. There's a lot more, like, you look at the way the buildings are rendered here, like, much more, like, texture and sort of detailing on the buildings, and they seem like sort of more three-dimensionally rendered. These are much more graphic and stylized. Which, like, okay. Is that like an actual shift in aesthetic in the show, or is there just like someone else leading the background work on this episode? Huh. Binge drinking is... no, it's not. It very much is not. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you it isn't.
That was a fuck ton of lumberjacks.
I'm still so jazzed up.
Okay. Well, hang on. Oh, wait, hang on. Ooh, animation error. Okay, This is a somewhat different style. Like, the rendering style on the characters, the way they sort of handle their physicality, this feels different. Like, a little bit like, I mean, compared to Truth Seekers, anyway. I mean, that episode also had a very different tone, I guess. This seems to be setting up for a much more comedic, sort of funny episode, but like... like, I commented on it at the time, like watching the episode, that, like, Truth Seekers had much more of that sort of Newgroundsy style about it a lot of the time. Like, not all the time, but a lot of what it did. Like, certainly not in the fucking dream sequences like that. They were their own thing, as we discussed extensively. But yeah, like, the way that the characters are rendered here, like, even when they're in full action, like, look at Millie, for example. That's That feels different than... And again, it's a matter of tone, right? This is clearly a comedy setup, so the characters... But it feels like distinctively different. Which could be a matter of like the direction, it could be a matter of like who's doing lead animation on it. But... Huh. Okay. Real different vibe. Love the smears. I do love me a good smear. Good timings on this as well. Yeah! That's a good fucking smear. Woo! Oh, that's good. I also very much like Millie entering the scene. Like that. Skittering. Again, great smears. Shit, fuck, this could take a while also if I'm gonna go through and just enjoy all the smears on here, because there's a bunch of good ones. Very gremlin mode on her there. Yeah, like, I mean, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe it's just the tone is a little different after the fucking, like, Sakuga and Splatfest that was Truth Seekers. Maybe I'm just kind of oversensitive to the difference there.
That was a fuck ton of lumberjacks.
I'm still so jazzed up.
Well, you better stay jazzed, babe, because guess where I'm taking you tonight?
Don't you dare finish a filthy pun in my presence, Moxie. Sides, drinks are on me tonight. Let's hit up the new dive down the street.
Actually, sir, it's our 1-year marriage anniversary, so...
Only 1 year? You guys feel like you've been married for 15. Okay, well, sure. And is it me, or does Moxie seem a little taller? Certainly a little longer in the limbs. A little more slender, maybe? Huh.
It's our 1-year marriage anniversary, so I'm taking Millie to Ozzie's in the Lust Ring.
Aussies? No!
In the lust? Oh, is this about to get horny? Oh, shit, fuck. Okay, well, there goes my... all this talk about ads and monetization, oh, that's out the fucking door now, isn't it?
No way! That place is always booked!
Yeah, well, I've been planning it for quite a while.
Moxie!
I really dig the animation in this episode, though. Like, look at this. Like, they're really doing, like, especially with Millie so far, like, the way they've been playing around with her mouth as a part of, like her specific character expression is, like, really appealing. Like, also looking at like pay attention to how much she emotes with her mouth in, like, this opening scene. Like, she has the axe in her mouth, we got the big screaming open mouth. Like, biting it in half, gremlin face, big smile. Like, they're really playing. And that's like in terms of her character design, she has the tooth gap thing, right? That makes her face very distinctive in that way. It's the same with a lot of the characters. Like, they have smiles and mouths that are very distinctive about them. Luna certainly is. They're doing a really good job playing around with the physicality and the shape of Millie's mouth here. I really enjoyed that. Like, also that little gesture there. That little... That's really nicely animated. I really like that.
Hey! That place is always booked!
Yeah.
Like... booked. You can almost see the southern accent on it, right? Not booked, but booked.
Yeah, well, I've been planning it for quite a while.
Moxie!
Can you two not?
Dude, you're the one hiding in their bedroom and watching them at night, motherfucker. Come on. You've seen worse.
I'm sorry, sir. Maybe another time.
No, it's fine. I can come with the two of you.
Oh, Blitzo, are you about to have attachment issues? Little Mr. Ooh, I don't want to relationships with anyone. I don't want to get involved with anything. Everyone else drags me down and it's all like chains around my neck. Are you also as like with like really bad attachment issues? Is that also something you have? Yeah, little silly imp man.
No, it's fine. I can come with the two of you. Help you celebrate your boring as fuck monogamy.
No. The reservation is for us.
Uh-huh.
Just us.
Mm-hmm.
Without you there. Explicitly without you there.
I'll wear something nice. It's a big deal after all. See you love bugs later!
On the one hand, Team Dad. On the other hand, much like he is with Luna, Team incapable of letting go of other people. Which, you know, that might be how he ends up pushing them all away by smothering them. Because that would be the pattern, right? Is that he absolutely cannot stand not having control, influence, presence in the lives of the people he cares about. But when they try to have presence in his life, when they try to like demand the same level of like vulnerability and submission to their needs as he demands of them, then all of a sudden he's like, oh, you're smothering me. Like that would be the usual pattern, right? Smears. Also, I like the way they're doing the whistles here. Like, that he's literally spitting out. Those are just rotated shapes, right? Okay, for a second I thought they were hand animating the fucking musical notes, and that would be insane. I don't know why you would do that. It would be very impressive and fun, but I do like he's literally spitting out the notes. And then, because that one's hand animated. Like, they hand animate that a little, or maybe, well, they could probably do that just with transformation, right? Yeah, you could probably just deform that to get that effect. Schlam. And then the notes fall down. Oh, that's cute.
Relax, sweetie. Don't let him get to you today. Let's just go home and clean his blood off.
Actual kitten purrs? Really? Actual kitten purrs in the... I'm not saying, like, woman did that to me. No, at 100... Like, my knees are melting. Absolutely. Putty in her hands. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna pretend, but also, come on. That's cheesy.
Elevator 666.
Wait, that's heaven, surely. No, wait, there's demons there.
Departing.
Oh, hang on. Now that I have it in Premiere Pro also, I can do this. Ha 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 ha. Let's see. So we have like a demon mom with her shitty kids. Demon old people. Demon busker. That's a cool character design. Demon call me, please? Demon weirdo. So if I were to take a guess, I would say that some of these are probably like the avatars or self-inserts of the crew on the show. Certainly that's what I would do. Ooh, who's that over there, actually? Hang on. Certainly that's what I would do. If I was working on it, I'd like self-insert OCs and shit in big crowd shots like these. Just because that's fun.
For last in 5 minutes.
Okay, so we have the classicals, right? Oh, hang on. That was the wrong thing I'm doing. Lust, envy, sloth, pride, wrath. As I understand it from the comments, is pride that's the Has-Been Hotel one, where Lucifer hangs out. And then only 4 others. There's more deadly sins than that, but I guess they're not on the timetable. And I guess they each have their own associated color with them, right? Yeah. Lust is blue, though. Like, lust, interestingly, you would expect that to be pink or purple or like something a little bit more horny, but blue is... Oh, that's a nice outfit. Good acting here, too, right? Like, he adjusts the bow tie. He sees her, and he's like, oh, He's so happy to see her. That's nice. Like, in terms of, that's one thing about like when you do character acting, right? Is remembering the thing of like when someone's real bad in fucking love, right? And I have observed this scientifically as a as an aromantic person. When someone's in love, they look like blithering idiots, right? Like they see the like they saw the person they're in love with like 5 seconds ago. They turn around, they see them again. It's like, oh, like their whole face just becomes it's like, you look silly, all of you. But it's also very cute. But I do like the little thing of like he sees her, he has a reaction, and he's like, he's so happy to see her. That's cute. Like, in terms of animating these two characters as being in love, they're doing a very good job. Also, the thing of, as they're walking forwards, they don't see anything else. They're just locked on one another. They're about to have a sloppy makeout session, like, any second now. They are insufferable, and they annoy everyone around them by their mere presence, but it's also beautiful. Oh, hey! Is that the fucking... Oh, no, that's the carnival thing, but that's an exterminator. Huh. I guess I'm gonna be spotting a lot more of those cross-references now. Did this come out this must have come out before Has-Been Hotel, right? I can't check that now because I'm not on YouTube. I can't look at the date. So this would have been foreshadowing, I guess. Or Easter eggs. And again, animating characters who are in love. Yeah, that's about the shape of it. One downside of using Premiere Pro is that means that my... Oh, he's calling Looney.
Yeah, it's Luna. Whoever you are, go for it.
Hey, Lou.
It means that occasionally there will be some bit corruption from my own graphics, but whatever.
Looney, just want to let you know I'm not going to be back home until real late. I got something important tonight.
Hot, hot, hot. Sex, sex, sex. Okay, how demonetized Asmodeus? Okay, how demonetized am I about to be, huh? Okay, maybe not very.
Hello there, buddy. You got a reservation?
Oh yeah, I'm with those two.
This club is for couples only.
It's what?
No date, no reservation.
Oh, is he gonna have to... Is he gonna get so desperate that he goes to beg Stolas to be his date? And Stolas gets really excited about it, and then Blitz has to navigate trying to stalk his employees and not hurt Stolas' feelings too bad, and he's gonna fail, and that's gonna be the emotion. Is that what we're doing? Is that where we're going?
No entry.
You know, you have really nice eyes, Daddy.
Oh, nice try. Nice try. Hang on. Welcome to the Lust. Angel dust. Look at that. I thought I spotted. Oh, they are. They are. They are foreshadowing, aren't they? Okay, I can't really read that, but that's another one of the ads for the Blitz bot, I suppose. He's gonna go in the dumpster. Is there a good smear? Oh, they're a great... That's a fantastic smear. Oh. Do they smear him on the way down as well? No, no need.
You fucking prude!
Called it! I called it! I knew it! Okay. Right, because... Okay, that's kind of... Like, because that raises the question of whether we're going to have Blitz have to actually confront what he feels about Stolas. which would be very soon to do that. I would have assumed that was something that would, like, deal with several episodes down the line to give it time to percolate, you know? But, okay. Oh, sad boy. Oh, that is sad, actually. Like, sitting... And again, like, the fucking interior here. That's like a... Okay, so the astrolabe up there, which is heliocentric, that's nice to see, is definitely 3D animation. Yeah, like, the way that fucking... Like, if they hand animated that, they're insane. But also the interior here is like, Jesus fucking Christ, someone, like, the background work it does look different here, I'm gonna claim. Because, like, if I go back to Lululand, we also have some interiors at the families. It's like, it's not that they're not elaborate, it's like, it's just... They're not that elaborate. I mean, okay, so, like, So this is, I guess someone in the comments will know this. I guess, like, at this point, there had been, like, an uptick in Patreon money, or did it take, like, substantially longer to produce this episode than the other ones, or, like, the hell's going on there? Because, like, I guess I'll see when I get to the credits, like, whether the credits have expanded, because, like, that's... like, some fucking damn impressive background work. A hella novella. Okay, that's... It's a pun, it's cheesy, but I like it. They're doing something fun with his beak here. Because, like, depending on exactly how Stolas is framed, his beak kinda acts like both his upper lip and his nose a little bit. Like, it sort of depends on exactly how he's framed. Like, here, for example, like, that's both the upper lip and, like, in the same way that, like, Blitz doesn't have a nose, right? Like, so his upper lip sort of doubles duty as nose. And, like, here, he's, like, fully my boy Squidwarding. Like, he's fully Squidwarding himself. Poor boy.
Why won't you love me, Alejandro?
That's a mood, Gabriella.
Oh.
Hello.
And that's an interesting reversal, right? Because so far, we have mostly seen Stolas calling Blitz to just spew pornographic filth into his ears and flirt with him and sort of be like the confident, seductive, oh, you're going to be so nice to me, aren't you? Yes. Right? Like, he's sort of had that playbook. Like, he's been the one sort of manipulating Blitz, like, pushing him, flirting with him. It's interesting to see it, like, from the perspective of him being poor, desperate little gay man. And again, like, the thematic signaling here, right? Like, he's watching romantic telenovelas and like, sort of relating to the emotional drama and like, the romantic tragedy, because he, too, feels, you know, unloved. And by the way, this fucking smoke cloud, what a fucking extra way to do that. Like, again, this thing of, like, what the fuck happened with the budget for this episode? Because if you wanted to, like, you could just, like, even if it's supposed to be like a magic effect or whatever, you could just have the writing appear above the phone, like, trace it out with, like, a fucking linear spline thing or whatever. And that would be very, very easy. But no, someone fucking sat down and animated this fucking hand-animated expanding fucking smoke cloud thing. Like, ballooning up into, like, look at the way they manage and handle all those, like, hard shadows to give it its volume. And then we trace out the fucking, like, for just because of to have an effect for like a fucking smoke cloud because a phone rang, that's a little bit fucking extra. Love the expressiveness here as well. Also, look at the cereal spilling out here. Like, someone really put effort into like the splash of that. Man, this is good animation.
Hello, Blitzy.
Stolas, hey, you busy tonight?
Why do you ask?
I was wondering if you want to come with me to a club tonight.
Are you asking me on a date?
Oh no. Blitz, oh boy. Blitzy, Blitzy, Blitzy. Making the huge mistake. I am so fucking glad I'm aromantic because, Jesus, because I can see the train wreck coming here. Once Stolas finds out that Blitz did that just because it was useful to him in the moment, like, that poor boy, like, oh, that's gonna break his heart in half. He's gonna feel very used and not in the fun way. Which is like, again, it's interesting that they're moving so fast on it. Because it seemed like in Truth Seekers, for example, that they were both kind of happy to just maintain the fiction for both of them that they are just fucking, right? Like, this is just like a relationship with benefits where, like, Blitz is fucking him in exchange for the grimoire. At this point, like, Stolas has sort of moved from that to, I am desperately lonely and I need you. Which, like, my read on Blitz is that he's not ready to handle that.
On a date, Blitzy?
Yes, I suppose that is what's happening. How fast can you get down to Lust?
I can be ready in 20.
All right, fantastic. See you soon.
I'll see you, Blitzy.
Oh no, he's getting dressed up. Oh, he's making an effort. Oh no, poor boy.
Come on, come on, come on.
Oh, Blitzy! I'm here.
Wow. That's a bit overkill, don't you think?
Well,
Blitz, for fuck's sake! No! You cannot be this. Yes, you are. You are this dense. But Jesus Christ, man. When someone shows up and they've made an effort, like, even if it's more effort than the situation calls for, you just say, well, damn, impressive. Like, God damn it, boy. Like, if I know that.
I just wanted to look a little nicer for you. This is our first real date, after all.
Oh, yeah. I guess this is, huh?
Love the galaxy effect on his cloak, by the way. Like, oh boy, he's dressed up. And hey, we get the little star thing. And by the way, those spell effects, man. It's not subtle, by the way, the thing of, like, he shows up, he's wearing his best outfit, he's trying to look as good as possible, and then the spotlight is on. Here, it's time for your line. This is your cue to say something nice, Blitzy, and he fucks it. Like, it's not subtle, but it's fun. By the way, those fucking spell effects, man. Like, with the little, like, magic alchemical symbol that sort of dissipates in this, like, fucking 90s ass VHS glow with the fucking lens flare poof like that. That's really nice. Also, you can see how he deflates, right? Like, he's like, I'm looking so good, I'm looking my best for him, we're gonna have such a good time, and then, boy, you can you can see how much that hits him. Because the poor boy is probably going to be more than usually sensitive to rejection right now, which is going to make for drama. And you can see the recovery, right? Like, he gets deflated, right? Like, and then he finds the mask again, right? Like he finds the air of confidence that he's been putting on, which is the thing. Like that's the reframing that they're doing here, is that Stolas's sort of charming upper class lover boy. Oh yes, I shall do such nice things with you. Like that whole persona, his hyper horny, sort of flirtatious, hypersexual persona, is in part a performance that he's putting on for Blitz, right? And quite possibly also for himself, to sort of try and manage the relationship emotionally. And he's not doing a good job at it, because clearly it has seeded itself a little deeper than even whatever meat Blitz's swing can reach.
Well, I just...
And again, with Stolas, so much of it is in the hands, right? Like in what he does with his hands. The deflation, bunk, and then as he tries to find his energy again, he tries to find the thing, the little, like, rubbing his cravat, which is like almost as though he's sort of like, what the fuck is that called in English? Like when you hurt yourself and you're like massaging where it hurt, but he's doing it over his heart. As he's trying to soothe himself before he sort of jumps back into, oh, well, I am the upper class demon, and I am suave, and I am unaffected. Yes.
This is our first real date, after all.
Oh, yeah. I guess this is, huh?
Yeah, it is, Blitz. Maybe you should think about things before you do them. Oh, you're gonna get wrecked,
You
boy.
again. Beat it, shithead.
Ahem. Do we have a problem?
Oh, shit. My apologies, Your Highness. Please, go right in.
Oh, my. Oh, no.
Again, the fucking background work here is... Jesus Christ, like someone spent some fucking hours doing this. Another nice... Oh, that's not a smear. There's even a doubling. You can see how they're doubling the eyes in the smear, like to sort of help smooth the motion. Also an interesting, like, because the fashion, right? Like, this is where we talk character design. The fashion choices here are also interesting in that Blitz is explicitly wearing the bad boy outfit, like the leather jacket with the spikes and like the fucking skull belt and the jeans and like the t-shirt underneath the thing. And then of course you have poor Stolas. Oh, poor boy. Honestly, you deserve better than this. Like dressing up, wearing fancy clothes, right? Like, which both, like, it emphasizes the class disparity between them. That Stolas is upper crust, old nobility, old money kind of thing, and Blitz is a fucking street kid, like a punk. And like, it feels very much like we're kind of doing a Grease thing here, like that style of thing, like some fucking I was about to say Romeo and Juliet, but I hope not, because they both kill themselves. But like, we're doing this thing about like, where not only do they like, where their class difference is also expressed in their different relationship with affection and romance, where for poor Stolas, like, one assumes. Why do I get fucking phlegm in my throat when I'm trying to do a video? I'm gonna talk. I just looked at the runtime so far. 43 minutes, and I'm not even through 5 minutes of okay. What was I saying? Right, where the disparity between them, right, like, is that Stolas has, like, presumably only ever been married once, right? Like, he got into this marriage with this woman whom he doesn't love and who doesn't or maybe they did love each other once. Like, maybe once upon a time there was something there, right? But there certainly isn't anymore. That will presumably have been, like, his major and only relationship, if we're sort of going by the pattern that's usually established in these, like class difference things. Whereas Blitz, of course, he's the guy who's been around the block. He's had a girl in every port. He's the guy who's like been around, fucked a lot of people, been in a lot of relationships, had a lot of toxic situations happen, been hurt a lot, has learned to guard his heart and not let himself be affected. And so for Stolas, this thing which like might be like it might only really be the second love of his life, right? Like he might not be that experienced, despite his cultured sort of demeanor and like his attempts at hypersexuality. Whereas Blitz is very experienced, and like all of the armor that he has built up is something that Stolas doesn't have experience in how to really deal with. So like, and that comes partly because of their class background, right? Like that Stolas was born into this high class family, and he had to like. Maybe it was an arranged marriage, like whatever the fuck it was, like where he was expected to marry someone of the same class, and that was going to be the thing, and like even his tongue is a little hard here. Oh, poor boy. Anyway, I'm seeing the train wreck coming, and it's gonna hurt when it hits, but oh boy.
Oh my. Oh no. No.
It also kind of seems like he doesn't have experience at this kind of club, right? Like, that's the other thing, is like Blitz seems right at home here, seems to understand what's going on, and like without being particularly impressed by it. Stolas, on the other hand, for him, it kind of seems like this is the first time he's been in a place like this, which again sort of implies to me that the poor boy is experienced in matters of the bedchamber, I'm sure, but maybe not so much in the matters of, you know, dating, courting, getting fucked over by a shitty boyfriend who's emotionally unavailable, you know, that sort of thing. Again, pay attention to how they're using the tail here. Like, lovely squash and stretch here. Like, just absolutely stretching that devil out as far as it can possibly go. And then using the tail, right? Like, how the tail bridges the gap. Because this frame and this frame, right? That's very far apart, these two things. That's not the smoothest transition in the world between those two positions. But pay attention to how the tail, because the tail occupies basically the same space, right? That the devil's torso did before. How that sort of bridges the gap in motion between the frames, so that like you get this very smooth arc of motion from the devil flying around, like where the tail is being partly used to fill in that. That's lovely. What's the deal with those goats, I wonder?
Oh no. No, but yes.
Again, background characters. I quite like those two. Just trying to pay attention to them. We've got a couple of clown hang on, I need a closer look at those guys. Yoink. Hello. Those are some interesting clown creatures. What's the deal with those guys, I wonder? If anything, like they're just background characters.
No, but yes. Oh, Blitz, how romantic is this? What made you choose such a place to bring me?
Oh, it just sounded like I just thought we'd have a blast here.
Blitz, you have to stop. Like, really, the thing is, Blitz, if you just told him the truth, right? Like, I want to mess with my employees. Do you want to help me? Like, do you want to go on a caper with me? Do you want to pull a prank? Do you want to, like, do something silly, have some fun together? As like a caper, as like a jape, as like it's just like boys being boys, having a good time. Like, he might have been up for it. He's lonely enough, but then he would have known the context of what you're about to bring him into, instead of saying, "Do you want to go to a club on a date?" Like, dipshit, moron. I would know better. That's how fucked up you've gotten.
You know, God.
Again, gotta see those background characters. More clowny jester creatures. More horny furries. I love the variety of character design also. Like, cause if you pay attention, like, to what is, like, for example, like, one of the complaints that I have about a lot of the media that I interact with is that when it comes to, like, what does a sexy lady look like, for example, right? There's only really one answer, right? Like, which is like your standard sort of athletic hourglass shape with like a round face, big eyes, button nose, like Overwatch style, right? Like when you sort of ask the question of most sort of AAA major corporate aesthetics, what does a hot lady look like? You get one answer, right? Maybe two if they're really stretching their creative faculties, but it's like, they only really have, like, a very limited vision of, like, what could a hot body look like? What could a hot person look like? paying attention to the background characters in this show, it's like, yeah, there is like, they are all hyper stylized. They're all very flat. They don't have noses most of the time. There's definitely like points of similarity and like things that are like elided into similarity and like and conformity. But also like even just here, that's 3 very different body types, and all 3 of them are framed as these are hot, attractive creatures. Like, and they're still like, yeah, like this. There's still universalities between them, but even within the limited space of like conventional beauty standards, they're playing a lot with shape, with body shape, with size, with height, with features. Like you could take the faces off of these 2, right, and swap them around, and you would know that something was wrong because this face is meaningfully distinct from that one, which is again more than quite a lot of franchises can actually manage. And I do want to say I appreciate that like there is like the vision of what beauty is is not as broad as it is in real life, but it's broader than it is most of the time.
Here, you know. God.
Oh, he's getting a blowjob. Oh, well, I mean, good for him, frankly. I was wondering how explicitly visually horny was gonna get, and clearly, like, horny enough that, again, I am a little bit worried about the monetization. Like, I'm not worried about demonetized. It's not a lot of dollars. Like, it really isn't. It's just a bit. Lesbians, nice. I think, like, that's a butch, or would that be a butch? I'm not so well versed in the specific aesthetics of. Because, like, I know there's different gradients of, like, there's stone butch, and then there's, like, butch, and there's futch, I think, and, like, soft butch. I don't know exactly where it falls, but that looks like at least two femme-presenting characters making out. That's nice. And this guy just raising his wine glass like, hey, you're a pervert like me. You're sitting around doing voyeurism. Yeah, I know what that's like.
Gotcha.
Oh, Blitz, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at nothing. How about that?
Can I get you 2 off? I mean...
Ha! Ma'am.
Start you 2 off with some drinks.
Yes, perhaps some wine to share. Do you prefer red wine or white, Blitz?
Oh my god. Really want to smack Blitz upside the head right now. Also, like, it's also... I will also say that... like, Stolas is getting himself hurt here also. It's like, Blitz has not been unclear about his level of emotional commitment, right? Like, it's... Blitz definitely fucked this shit up by even calling it a date. He shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. But also, Stolas, you ought to know a little... Like, you fucked him long enough. You should know. Like, you should be at least capable of divining that his interest in you so far, all of the interest he has shown, has been purely sexual. And, like, maybe you shouldn't expect better of him because he hasn't given you reason to. But again, if Stolas is actually very romantically inexperienced, this is the kind of mistake that you make early on, right? Poor boy.
Or perhaps some champagne?
Yeah, whatever.
Perhaps all 3. Why not? So, Blitz, how was your day?
Huh? Oh, good, I guess. We killed a bunch of beardos.
That sounds...
Oh, no! Oh, no. Like, even, and this again, like, lovely little animation detail is that, like, they're using the whole character design to tell the story as he gets more and more agitated. Even, I love that character design in the background. Is that like a sea jelly sort of creature? That's really cool. And again, like, just again, every time I fucking pause, I look at the backgrounds and I go, Jesus Christ. Because, like, presumably, this whole fucking background is only gonna get used for a couple of reverse shots for this one scene, and they put this much fucking juice into it. Like, look at that fucking orb in the foreground. The little table light thing. Like, Fuck me, that's a really gorgeous 3-dimensional background. Like, there's such a good sense of depth here. Fuck me, man. But, like, again, as he gets more and more agitated, like, they use the cravat also, like, vibrating Ghibli style. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's lovely. The flirting happening in the background, where she's clearly the one making the move. Putting a hand on his leg. Are they going to be, like, shown in the background fucking later? That would be very funny. Oh, poor boy.
That sounds fun.
Crossing the arms, like, you can see the tension everywhere in him because he's so fucking desperate to get Blitz's attention, and he's so scared of rejection.
How did you kill them?
How? I mean, there was a lot of them, so I don't know, bullets?
Right. So, what made you decide to ask me out after all this time?
Oh my god. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question to ask Stolas. You should maybe have asked it on the phone and demanded an answer. But yeah, that's a good question. And Blitz, you don't have a good answer, do you? Because your immediate impulse is going to be to lie, which is gonna make it worse. Because all you know is damage control. You don't know management.
Ladies and gentlemen.
No. I recognize that fucking voice. It's fucking Alex Brightman again. Right, the robot. Wait, no, that's not a robot. Is it? That is... Oh. I heard, like, the fucking false folds thing that motherfucker does with his fucking voice. I knew immediately. I've listened too much to the Beetlejuice cast recording not to know. Anyway, again, different body types, different kinds of beauty. Same thing with these girls, right? Like, it's like you have, like, tall, thin, like, no tits, no ass, but, like, really working it with, like, the curvature of the spine. Then you have, like, somewhat thicker. Then you have, like, real, like, that long, slender hourglass thing going. Like, and it really is that easy. Like, they're all sexualized, right? Like, these are all hot, sexy succubus demons whose primary character design purpose is to just look fucking hot. They are sexualized, they are objectified, right? Like, but because there's variety, because there is, like, this consciousness, there's different kinds of ways to be beautiful, this is so much more appealing and interesting than most horny shit is. Because, like, different kinds of thing, depending what you're into. Also, these fucking lightning bolts, again with the smoke clouds, there are easier ways. Like, you can just have a flat color surface that undulates. You don't have to do this. You don't have to paint in the fucking volume shadows on the thing, nor do you... Fucking this lightning bolt goes hard. Like, look at that. All the glow effect. Like, the doubling with the other half of the lightning bolt that's, like, at half opacity. The little sparks flying off. And again, these fucking voluminous clouds billowing, and, like, it's so much effort for such short shots, like... And then, like, the smoke dissipating like that with the light... Fuck me, man. The fuck? Because, like, the animation was always decent in this show, but this is, like... That's like, what the hell? Where did this come from?
Ladies and gentlemen, I see some sexy faces around here tonight. Welcome to Ozzie's.
Oh, man, he's about to make me go crazy for the fucking animation again. Like, that slither, though. Down the stripper pole. How horny is this about to get with him? There is, by the way, a lot of Beetlejuice in this character, I would say. Like, not necessarily in terms of, like, Beetlejuice the character, but in, like, the stripy extendy arms. Like, like the real fixation with like with the different patterns, the clown aesthetic. There is some Tim Burton in there, right? Like, and there is some Beetlejuice in the aesthetic of the way that, what are you called? You have a name. It's not Blitz, and it's because that's the other one. Fizzbot, Fizz. It's Fizz, right?
See some sexy faces around here tonight. Well,
Hang on, sorry. This is gonna take a while. Sorry, I just keep spotting things I want to look at. And of course the furries. And even with the furries, right? Like, here we have like a goat girl who's like a little bit more stocky, a little bit more thick. Again, a goat girl who's like long, slender in the thick. Like, even with the furries, you can do some variation, man.
welcome to Ozzie's, Lust Ring's #1 place for all kinds of sick, twisted fantasies put on display.
That fucking spinny, twisty shit he does. It's gonna drive you mad. Because I wanna stress something to you. Like, animating a character who's like twisting and spinning around and into themselves, that's not fucking trivial. That you have to have a real good fucking management of their dimensionality, their physicality, their volume, and their weight in order to pull that shit off convincingly. It is not trivial. It is not easy. So every time you see this character, as he undoubtedly will, twist around himself and snake around himself and like wrap himself around himself, just know that's someone had to know their shit to make that happen.
#1 place for all kinds of sick, twisted fantasies put on display for all you sleazens. The gem joint of Osmodius himself. Come on, give him some love.
Did he just say Osmodius?
Oh, no fucking way. Not him.
I am the one and only Fizzerali.
Oh, that's cute. Like a little stretchy.
I am the one and only.
Wait, oh no, I fucking knew it. It's because Blitz and Fizz are exes in some, like, well, they work together at the circus, right? So is it a thing of like they're gonna be exes, and Fizz is gonna take this opportunity to like come at Blitz and remind him of all his romantic because that's what they did in Lululand. Is one of the taunts that the Fizzbot did for Blitz is, "Who loves you? Nobody loves you," right? Because nobody can love you, which to me sounds like the grumbling of a very bitter ex who's been burned real bad by his emotional unavailability. And like it's maybe part of the reason why Blitz thinks that he's unworthy of love. Like, who knows how bad or toxic that relationship got, but is this gonna be the thing where Fizz is gonna remind Blitz of all his like romantic insecurities, which is gonna make it even more impossible for him to be even emotionally available for Stolas even for a second? Oh man, the potential, like, this is why Stolas was watching a fucking telenovela. They were telling us what they were gonna do. They were gonna get a fucking soap opera. Okay.
I am the one and only Fizzerali. Some of you might recognize this dashing clown face from my numerous toy-botic replicas across the rings of hell. Gloriously designed by the big man himself, and ribbed for your pleasure tonight. We have a great lineup for you tonight.
Oh hey, it's the guy. It's the dude. It's the fucking inventor dipshit. That guy. Okay.
Verosica Mayday.
Oh, it is Verosica. I was like, oh, it's not Verosica? No, it can't be. Yeah, turns out it is.
Wet Dream. And the Squirters. But as everyone's warming up, I got a funny one for y'all. Did any of you hear about the bat shittery that happened at Lululand? Oh yeah. Wow. You know, I'll tell you what, I'd sure love to shake the hand of the crazy son of a bitch who decided to burn down that off-brand shithole and then slap a fat subpoena in it, because I'm very much looking to sue. That Robo-Meat made us more money entertaining those kids than the ones we sell to get you freaks off, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Keep that guy far away from me. So, without wasting any more time, our little opening act is a fresh one. Coming at us from a little imp from the Wrath Ring. Give it up for Moxie! With no creative stage name whatsoever.
What? Oh no. Oh, Moxie. Oh, baby boy. Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh dear. Again, that thing about animating characters who are in love, right? They only have eyes for each other. My God. Sickening. Absolutely adorable. How sickening. Motion blur. The motion blur makes sense here. I'll allow it, but I wanted to see the drawing though. It's just a smear. Like, it's not like I'm missing out on that much, but I wanted to see the drawing though. Little twirly twirl, again using the tail very effectively.
Hello, everyone. Oh,
Jesus Christ, Mom.
Hi. Thank you for letting me be here. It's an honor to play.
Hurry up, bullet, and sing, boy. I say.
This song is for my
The fuck is Foghorn Leghorn doing in the audience?
beautiful wife. A surprise for our first anniversary. I love you, Millie. I love you more than the brimstone loves the fire, more than Bielsa loves her bub, more than a mag.
Oh, I see. Yes, fucking caught you. Okay, right. So there's a switch again. The animation style switches. Not nearly as much as it did in episode 6, but okay, so is that because someone else took over as lead animator, or did they do this particular sequence separately? Or I mean, again, it could be production, it could be because a specific person was tapped to do lead animation on this particular sequence. Who knows, but okay.
More than a maggot loves gangrenous stubs. You make my spirit
Or maybe not. Am I wrong?
sing. Yeah, you make me glad I live in hell. Our love is a story sweet.
No, that would be surely that's as it's just with the collar and the looking a little bit like a moth. I was like, Valentino? No.
We to tell. Yeah, you cast a special satanic spell over my heart. Love is a journey we decided to start. Yeah, I hope we'll never ever be apart. I love you, 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 I love you.
Again, non-trivial to do these kinds of rotations. Especially when you're playing with camera perspective of like Millie is not only rotating, but at the same time she's coming closer to the camera. And you have to manage like hyper stylized features like her enormous eyelashes, right? Like you have to manage those in a way that they don't look ridiculous. So like here we're kind of wrapping them around her head down the back way, and then boom, we swap over so that they poke out over the side. Some lovely, and again, this is something that like is also on the lighting and colorists in terms of managing, like especially the highlights in Millie's hair, which are used here as she rotates around, like to give it volume, to make her three-dimensional and feel rounded rather than just a flat shape that's passing in front of the camera as she comes around. And she's like, and again, we talked about this again with like the thing of animating a character who's talking at the same time as they're rotating in some way, at the same time as like something else is happening. It's not trivial. Like it's not shit that like just any animator can knock out in an afternoon, right? Like this is something that takes, especially when you're fucking managing shit like fucking the horns. on Mox's head, which again, like, they're not super complicated shapes, but they are like a cylinder that tapers off and which has like double twists, and where parts of it have to occlude the other and go in front of them. It's like, it's not insurmountable, like, it's not impossible. It's just, it's the kind of thing, like, if when you're designing characters for animation, you can pay attention to this, you can notice it when you watch, like, fairly low quality, or like, well, not low quality, but low budget animation. The character designs will often be designed in such a way that they are maximally easy to animate. And a lot of the time, the way that the show handles the horns, for example, it takes some shortcuts, right? Like, they snap from looking to left to looking to right, like, without necessarily fully animating the whole transition in between. Like, there's little tricks and there's little shortcuts you can take. You can't do shortcuts with this. You just have to get it right. And it's like, fuck me, man. And trying to do that, like, passing behind the head and then still keep, like, the motion of the character going so that it feels like they're still talking, like they're still moving, like he's still singing. When the camera's rotating around behind him, it's like, this is not trivial. Like, this is impressive work. Like, this is just good craft. He's not the world's most imaginative lyricist, I will say.
You singing love songs in my lustful lounge.
Not much for love songs, are you? Okay, well, it's not Valentino, that's for damn sure. Okay, color code. I wonder about those bracelets a little bit. Because, like, yeah, they could just be bracelets, but they also look a little bit like manacles. Like, they don't seem to, not in the sense of, like, Fizz showed them off, right, on purpose, and, like, courtesy of the big man himself. So it doesn't seem like Fizz is particularly unhappy to be wearing them. It just...
You singing love songs in my lustful lounge.
Ozzie's ain't the place for sentimental sounds.
What you expect from a proprietor like us?
Your demon host, Osmodeus, the embodiment of lust.
Give me a thrust. You show me some love. From the groin to the bust.
Who's voicing him? Do I recognize that, or am I just primed from fucking Norman Reedus last time to be like, this is gonna be someone, right? This is gonna be some motherfucker. That's gonna blow my fucking mind.
In desire we trust in the house of Osmodeus.
Trumpet.
Imp, you came here to sing your serenade. Perform your feelings on a velvety stage. Well, we got a saying that's popular in these pods.
Only little bitches strum the strings of their hearts.
You wanna hang around this lustful town?
Motherfucker. I'm enjoying the music. I just want to hear the song, but also the fact that he has the faces in his main, whatever it is, and they are also singing, is like, again, effort, like, going so far beyond just... Yeah, like, if he's wearing manacles, he seems happy to be... Fizz seems to be very happy to be his little pet there. Huh, well, good for him. Good for him indeed. Oh my. Lovely smearing. Again, like, smear the arm to sort of do the thing, then we, like, use the tail and Fizz to sort of smear into, like, because, like, when you're doing a spinning motion like this and you want to make it look real smooth like that, the way you do smearing, the way that you maintain, like, those big arcs and circles is gonna be, like, you can see they do it with the hair tendrils, whatever the fuck they are. They do it with Fizz. They do it with, like, the tail of his coat. They do it with the arms. Like, they sort of swap around and you get these lovely spiral twists. Fuck me, man. Like, that's... Oh, look at that. And again, they're doing it while they're still, even though he's spinning, they're animating the fucking faces in his main singing. Oh, shit, fuck. This is the problem with Premiere Pro. It has a bunch of hotkeys that'll knock you back. And there's still because, like, on something like a spin, you could get away with not animating the fucking faces if you wanted to. Love the smear again. I wonder if those faces have any meaning, because that one seems to be sort of goat-like, and that one's more of a devil.
Hey, little imp, you came here to sing your serenade. Perform your feelings on a velvet stage. Well, we got a saying that's pop.
And even, like, the face gets, like, the faces mostly follow, like, his animation, right? Like, they sort of lip sync with him. But even here, like, see that, like, how he pushes forward with his face, and then the face in the main follows after to imitate him? Like, where you can see, like, he makes a move first, and then the face sort of reacts to it and follows after him. Like, again, that's... It would have been easier just to animate them in sync, but they're animating them, like, on differentiated timings with him. Like, sort of following and really following through on his motions. That goddamn! Like, motherfucker, where did you get all this budget from? This, God hell.
Perform your feelings on a velvet stage. Well, we got a saying that's popular in these pods.
You little bitches strum the strings in their hearts.
You wanna hang around this lustful town?
Also, that's very horny. Like, the slither and the twisty. Again, non-trivial to animate this shit and keep the characters looking distinct from each other. Fucking using Fizz as a feather boa. That's impressive.
Hang around this lustful town. Ditch the lovey-dovey before we knock you around. Here we sit.
Probably should have... I mean, he has a fair point in that, like, you went to a porn theater to have a romantic date is essentially, like, you know,
Here we sing about wants and desire.
Depravity, savagery, loin hotter than fire.
So give me a thrust. Show me some lust. From the groin to the bust. Little imp, you just must. In the house of Osmodeus. Come on, sing us a song. Make sure the subject is getting on.
Also, I was from character perspectives. When I first saw him, I was like, embodiment of lust, really? Like this guy? But the animation is really selling it. Like, the animation is really selling him as, like, this... Which is why I guess he's such an overwhelming physical presence. They really are selling him as a profoundly, like, horny character in the animation of him. Right, like, even just this. That little whoopty-whoopty-whoopty-whoopty-whoopty-whoopty-whoopty-whoopty. And again, the finger action, like the little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle the finger. Coming in close, doing the little... And that is profoundly horny. Like, this is, again, character design is the thing I was trying to talk about. The high heels, like the really high heels with the sharp thing. Good choice. Like, that's interesting, because, like, yeah. Because that would not be my immediate thought of, like, okay, I need to create the embodiment of lust. Is like, okay. Like, as a baseline, my first place to go would probably be androgyny, right? Like, because, okay, we want to do something that can be as broadly attractive as possible, to people of any preference. So like that's the lowest common denominator to hit for, right? Like something that's androgynous, so that people who are straight and gay can all sort of see the attraction. Like that would be the place I would go initially as a character designer. He has a much more masculine energy, very specifically mask, but then also, right, like these are essentially like fucking thigh highs, right? And he's wearing nothing there. And he's wearing high heels. And his colors like sort of play around in like pink, purple, and teal, which are like, again, not but what you would think of like as the traditionally hard masculine colors, sort of thing. So they are fucking around with gender a little bit here with him. And again, the animation is also like, because there are differences between when you think of like what's horny masculine movement and what's horny feminine movement. And he's playing around in like both spheres of that. Like there's the masculine thing of like the big overwhelming presence sort of imposing itself. But there's also the gyrating hips and like the again, I would not have said from a character design perspective, like I would not have pegged him as the embodiment of lust if you showed me him in a lineup. But it works.
From the groin to the bust, little imp, you just must in the house of Osmodius. Come on, sing us a song. Make sure the subject is getting on. Make it graphic and tactically loud.
Be sure to rhyme thong and schlong.
Go ahead, your mic's on.
Oh boy. Moxie can't do that. Little theater kid, he absolutely can't. I'm saying this so that it will be funny if it turns out that he can, but for the most part, no way in hell. That's not really how he expresses his love, is it? Is it?
I want to. Yeah, what do you want? Butt stuff, piss play, bondage?
You're not helping, Fizz.
Make gentle love to.
What a lipstick imp. You really
I mean, Moxie could just sing about pegging, buddy.
killing the vibe. Get a load of this dweeb and his unsatisfied pride.
Hey now, I've watched those two pork many times.
What? Blitz?
And honestly, they make missionary look relatively exciting.
That Blitzo? So you're showing your face? Hey everybody, this guy's a total disgrace. Some nerve you got to comment on a relationship.
I called it! Oh, this is gonna be juicy. I like the red spotlight for this, by the way. It's interesting, because, like, the tone... First of all, I mean, good on you, Blitz, that you, like, stand up for him, even though you shouldn't fucking be there, buddy boy. But, like, okay, so all of the tones here, like, teal, green, blue, relatively cold colors. And then once, like, Fizz puts the spotlight on him, it's a red spotlight, which is interesting, because, like, that changes the whole color temperature of the whole scene, right? Love the smear. Wait, hang on, did I see... No, I didn't. Okay, that was just my imagination. I really like his anime, like framing. The framing here, we're seeing him from Blitz's perspective, right? So we're looking up from below, and that's a disempowered position, right? Like when it comes, like very basic sort of film language is like, if you want the viewer to feel disempowered, have them down below looking up at something which is large in frame. If you want them to feel empowered, have them looking down on something which is small in frame, right? Let me see if I can find... Okay, there isn't one here, but okay. So we are gonna get...
I've watched those
we are gonna get Blitz's romantic failures sort of played out here because Verosica is there as well. Oh boy. I'm gonna cringe at this, but in a good way.
To pork many times.
What? Blitz?
And honestly, they make missionary look relatively exciting.
That Blitzo? So you're showing your face? Hey, everybody! This guy's a total disgrace. Some nerve you got to comment on a relationship. Last I checked, your love life is a pile of shit.
Oh, Blitzo, I used to date.
Oh, Veronica, you're here.
I'd stroke on my plate. Yeah, but when it was my turn, he did no reciprocating. A selfish imp in the sheets, and just as bad in the streets. A reckless, heartbreaking freak.
Who's that at your table? Is your data demon Prince? Stolas, is that you?
Are you sleeping with an imp?
Oh boy. And now the class angle is gonna come down on it as well. Oh, fucking hell. Are we gonna get a fight scene? Because, like, I wouldn't mind seeing Stolas actually throw down for real, but no, I think he's just gonna be sad and heartbroken.
My dark lord, how the mighty do fall. You used to have a smoking wife, a kid, you had it all. I hope you didn't give it up so you and him could get it up. You sold your life for a thrust. Now that's the spirit of lust. Grab your groin or a bust. You better get your hair mussed. Pretend you don't see that crust. Hop till you jump to the dust. In the house.
I think you were trying to sing something for me, Mox.
Good girl, Millie.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay, sorry, that's the bit corruption happening quite badly there. Again, when Millie interrupts, this is that thing about, like, the color tone's changing. Let me go back and look at that, actually, hang on. Because, like, as we get into the Blitz Stolas bit, right, she comes in, her color theming is purple, right? So that's her power controlling the scene. Like, we cut back to those guys, we get the teal, we get the blue, like, that's sort of back on theirs, on their terms. That's the thing about, like, colors sort of designating who has the power in a scene, right? But then we get the red, specifically. For the interaction between Blitz and Stolas. And I'm curious, because, like, red is also Stolas' color, right? And then his wife and daughter both bursting out in blue, which is, like, which, like, are, like, negating colors for red. Which is interesting. That, like, red then dominates the scene between the two of them. And clearly Blitz is, like, again, animation, right? Like, the animation of Blitz here tells us that he doesn't quite have his usual rebuttals to these accusations, right? Like, he doesn't have his usual banter, he doesn't quite have his usual thing, because he kind of knows they ain't so super fucking wrong, and he feels shame about it, which is why it has power over him. Oh wow, Blitz, did you pick now to start thinking about how Stolas might be feeling? Was now the moment that you picked to have that thought enter your conscious brain? Little late for that, motherfucker. Oh my god. I sympathize with being a romantic fuck up, being like I'm aromantic and I spent too many years trying to date as though I wasn't, and, you know, you make some mistakes when you do that, so I can sympathize, but also, Jesus fucking Christ, the glow effects, man. Because, like, glow effects are actually something, they can go too far really fucking quick. Like, they can make the frame look really indistinct, they can make the imagery hard to look at if you go overboard with them, but if you go overboard with them just enough, if you're just enough too much, you get that. And again, Millie comes in, breaks the power of these two dipshits, and restores normalcy.
Think you were trying to sing something for me, Mox?
Good girl.
Yeah, I was. I love us. I love us just the way we are. Don't have to pretend to like to do things we don't. I've always got you around to laugh at my stupid jokes. I'll never take you for granted.
Oh, they're just showing off now. More rotations, you assholes, you bastards. You just, oh my fucking god.
For granted. I'll always give you my best. And if you can offer the same fate, we'll
Flexing! They're just flexing! Fuck, get around the pole with Millie holding on to it, and so you have to manage her hand positions and her arm muscles as you, like, do the volume of the turn. Fuck you! Jack, fucking head. They're showing off! They're just fucking taunting me now!
rest. 'Cause I love you.
Oh yeah, you two. No sappy love with you guys. Interesting relationship those two have.
I love you.
Ooh, that's the face of shame. And now that he's been romantically exposed, and now that he feels vulnerable, is he going to react by preemptively trying to shove Stolas away and reject him? Partly to protect his feelings because he figures I'm just going to fuck it up later, so there's no point trying to fix it now? Because, like, again, like, if my read on Stolas is correct that he's romantically inexperienced, he's not going to know how to handle having a partner with a bad attachment style who feels emotionally exposed. Because reaching out to them can be the thing that triggers an outburst. Yeah.
You know what? This was a mistake. All right, let's just leave.
Yeah. Oh my god. Blitz rejects affection because he thinks he doesn't deserve it, because he thinks he's unlovable, because he thinks he is broken. Poor boy. Again, I've very much been there for other reasons, but no, yeah, like I know what that's like.
Oh, right. Of course.
Oh, ain't that just such a happy display? It sickens me. Get the fuck out.
Because you see, when you're feeling vulnerable and you get reached out to, that can feel like a demand for more vulnerability. And if you're feeling really vulnerable and you don't know how to handle that, that's the last thing in the world you want to do, is to feel more vulnerable, because that's terrifying. And if you don't believe that you deserve love and affection, then you can't trust someone else to give it to you, after all, right? So it's like, so Blitz's reaction is like, yeah, no, that scans, that tracks with what I know about his character so far. Ooh, that's lovely. I mean, it's terrible, but I like it when they play with the physicality of the characters, right? That, like, Stolas in the tiny imp car. Oh, hey, condoms. Really well-rendered condoms. That is, and the fucking phone charger with the USB-C. That's a lot of effort just for this little gag. Bonk. That's a really well-animated little shot. Blitz, now is the time to say your apologies, by the way. Before it's too late, before you let it fester. It's now, baby boy. You gotta say them now. You've had time to stew.
Thank you for inviting me out tonight. Despite everything that's happened, I enjoyed spending time with you.
Yeah.
You know,
He doesn't believe it. Right, I enjoyed spending time with you. Blitz is like, no, the fuck you didn't. Of course you didn't. I'm a fuck up. How could you possibly enjoy spending time around me with all of my failures being put on display so you can see how shitty I am? You couldn't possibly have enjoyed that. You're lying to me right now. Ah, poor fool. Even though Stolas is very much trying to tell the truth.
I have some more wine in the house. Octavia's with her mother this weekend, so we could.
I'm not fucking you tonight, okay? I'm really not in the mood, Stolas.
We could talk, or watch a movie, or maybe cuddle.
Stolas, don't act like what we have is anything but you wanting me to fuck you, okay? You make that really clear all the time. But I can't do it tonight, okay?
Good! Good, baby boy. I'm glad that was vulnerable of him to actually express that, because that would be the fundamental insecurity, right? Like, why would Stolas want me for my body, right? Because I fuck him and he likes that. That's why he gives me the grimoire. Our relationship is transactional. It means nothing more, right? Because I'm not worthy of love, and I couldn't possibly have built any kind of deeper relationship with this man. That couldn't have happened because, you know, that's not what I'm for, right? I am for fucking up. I am for being a shitty boyfriend. I am for these things, right? Self-fulfilling prophecy. I like that. That's good. Good boy. Again, a little fast. Like, I feel like you could probably have milked this for like a couple more episodes of drama, but, you know.
But I can't do it tonight, okay? I'm sorry.
Good. The apology is quite important here. Also, good voice performance.
Inviting me out tonight.
Right. Stolas is like, thank you for inviting me out tonight. And he's like, you are not thanking me. This was not a good time for you. What the fuck are you talking about, right? The frustration of being thanked. The frustration of someone appreciating, like, expressing love and affection and appreciation for him.
Inviting me out tonight.
When he doesn't feel like anyone should.
Despite everything that's happened, I enjoyed spending time with you.
Yeah.
You know, I have some more wine in the house. Octavia's with her mother this weekend, so we could.
I'm not fucking you tonight, okay? I'm really not in the mood, Stolas.
Like, the little itty-bitty tremble, right, as we get the tear. As he switches from being annoyed and angry to being hurt, because what he thinks Stolas is saying is, come and perform the sexual service. That is all that you are good for. And that becomes pain. And he can't hold it. And then that little tremble in the voice performance is like, that's very good.
I'm really not in the mood.
Really? Like that little tremble, that's very good. That's good voice acting.
I'm really not in the mood, Stolas.
We could talk, or watch a movie, or maybe cuddle.
Stop expressing affection for me, it's a lie!
Stolas, don't act like what we have is anything but you wanting me to fuck you, okay? You make that really clear all the time.
Again, like the little trembles where he's trying to be standoffish and like, I'm tough, and like, but the little trembles when he can't hold it.
But I can't do it tonight, okay? I'm sorry.
Okay. Good night, Blitz.
Night.
Silly boy. Makes sense. Yeah, that makes perfect... Who's that character? Is that his sister? I hope she's doing okay. That makes sense. Wait, who's been... Hang on. Oh, that's dark. Oh, that's a little dark. He has scratched out his own face in the pictures of the people that he cares about. Oh, that's pretty fucking grim. That's an advanced level of self-hate you got there, buddy. Must remain locked at all times. Keep out. Danger. Beware of dog. And the adoption certificate for Luna. He can't stand looking at his own face in pictures. Great. Jesus. Tex invited me to a party. Be back late. Don't wait up. Oh, Luna went to a party. Home, huh? Friends or... Because that's Fizz, right? It's gotta be with those, like, with that mouth shape and the... Oh, yeah. Oh, they were so happy together as clowns. Oh, no. Is that his mom? Guess that would be his sister, right? Sorry, I'm not laughing because it's funny. Who was voicing James Monroe Eichelhart? Hang on. It's not a name I recognize. At a site, but... Oh, he was Cestial in Has Been. Okay. And he seems... He's done a bunch of voice acting. But he's like a... Yeah, and he's done some stuff for Tangled. He was on The Good Wife. He was in Armored Core 3. Cool. But he is actor and comic book writer. Tony Award. That's why I... he was the genie in the Broadway production of Aladdin. And he also played Lafayette and Jefferson in Hamilton. Okay, cool. Let's see. Steve Jones in The Curtain Rises. And he's written one-shots for Spider-Man. Cool. Oh, he was in Wish as well. I'm sorry, I'm just looking through his credits right now. He was in Elementary! I bet well, I don't know how much I recognize his singing voice from that, but like, I fucking watched Elementary religiously for a while. I watched that a lot. Of course I've seen him. DuckTales? Nice. He's done a bunch of work for Disney. Blue's Clues. Oh, that's cool. He was in Virtua Cop 3. Oh, that rules. And then, of course, on stage, he's done Aladdin, The Wiz, Hamilton, Hercules, The Nightmare Before Christmas. He was Oogie Boogie in The Nightmare Before Christmas in concert? Oh, he has the voice for it. Guys and Dolls, Chicago, Spamalot. Cool. As King Arthur. Oh, shit. I want to hear that. That's a hell of a career that guy has. Anyway, sorry. The credits. And Brightman. Yeah, I know you, Brightman. No, Edward Bosco. I think I've seen that name around. I mean, Jesus, I was sitting here like, yeah, like episode 6 is probably like, that's probably like the peak of what they can do in terms of like really pushing the boat out on the animation. And like, yeah, sure, like in terms of like the action scenes in episode 6 are like, they're pretty far up there, like fully embracing like stick fighting Newgrounds style, like really sort of like combat choreography porn, complimentary. And like with the different animation styles and like the musical internal brain segment thing, sure, like that's probably them pushing the boat out as far as it'll go. No, it fucking wasn't. No, it fucking wasn't the fucking background designs in this show alone, like in this fucking episode, what the fuck? Where did you pull that from? Because like a lot of this looks better than Has Been Hotel. Let me tell you, like the fucking background designs. Like this is. Like, there isn't a scene anywhere here, right? Like, that's as visually, like, whoa, like, that's as much sparkles and fireworks as the battle scenes in episode 6, right? Like, absolutely not. Like, there's nothing there that sort of matches that level of, like, fight choreography and, like, creative camera moves and shit like that. That's not what this episode is trying to do either. But, like, the level of character animation that's going, especially with fucking Asmodeus. With the fucking faces on the main that are singing at the same time as him, but like on ever so slightly offset timings, like fuck you. The level of character animation going on here is like as a complete package, as a whole, this episode was way more impressive than episode 6. Right? Like episode 6 has like the big style changes, like the huge sort of aesthetic experimentation. But as an expression of what Helluva Boss had been doing in terms of character animation, like interactions and like this is like this is astonishing. It really is. Just as a piece of craft, right? That is like that. This is independent animation. I mean, it's again, how independent do you want to call it when it's working with Amazon and A24 and a show? Like, it's not 100% independent anymore. Like the corporate money has found its way in, but the fact that like anything like this could ever come out of like a YouTube channel that's funded by a Patreon is like that's a little bit of a miracle. Also, by the way, the fucking car. I mean, if I was them, I would rotoscope that. Like, it seems to be like it's not a 3D object. It seems to be a little too inconsistent for that, but I would rotoscope that over a 3D object if I had to animate that, because like fuck trying to do that by hand. And I would imagine that that's what they did. But again, one of the quietly impressive things is just fucking Stolas. Like, because again, the point of this shot is that the car is really cramped and it's really small for Stolas, and he sort of feels uncomfortable in there because, of course, it's an uncomfortable situation with Blitz, right? So how do we emphasize that? Well, we push the camera in really close, as because you didn't have to shoot it from this close, right? Shoot it, I say, like draw it from this close, right? But we push the camera in really close so that not only is Stolas cramped in the cab of the car, he's also cramped in the frame itself to really emphasize the sort of awkwardness of the situation as it's getting out. And then just like, someone just went absolutely fucking ham on rendering the volume and physicality of like this strip of condoms and the USB charger on his foot for some fucking reason. Like, why did you do that? Why did you go so hard? Like, really emphasizing the physical awkwardness of him being in this situation with Blitz, right? Like, so that, like, once he gets out, right, it's still, yeah. And there is also the, like, again, good use of the door as a barrier, right? Because there's a barrier between the two of them right now. There's a wall between the two of them. Stolas wants to cross it, right? Like, he wants to poke into Blitz's space. He wants to reach deeper into Blitz's life and become a part of it. And Blitz is not having it. So, like, the window is being used very effectively as, like, a prop to sort of communicate this idea that Stolas is leaning in towards him. And look at Blitz's body language. Like, his whole body language is leaning away. Like, pulling away from the thing that's being offered. Clearly, in part, because he cannot fucking believe. Like, he's not really capable of picking up on the idea that Stolas might have more affection for him than as a sex object, right? Especially because he's, like, this evening has been all about reminding him of all of his romantic failures. It's a rough time. I was so sure that this was going to end with Stolas being the one who got his heart broken the worst, but it might actually have been Blitz a little bit. Because at the end of the evening, like, he perceives that Stolas is asking him to act as a sex object again, right? Which is not what the boy meant at all, but, you know. Right, and so here's the rejection, right? Like, we have Stolas leaning in, here's the rejection. No, and then he gets pushed out, right? No more leaning into the space. And then, like, retreat. And also, like, the way that Stolas retreats into his persona again, right? Like, the persona of the upper-class gentleman, right? Of the upper-class dandy. It's like, okay. Then, like, stand up straight. Puff out the chest. Give a bow. Retreat gracefully. Like, remember your manners. And then, like, you get to be a person, right? Which, again, good character acting from Stolas. Like, we have him switching between these two modes of being, right? Where, in part, like, the politeness, the upper class poshness is a mask that is inauthentic to him. But it represents, like, his way of managing the relationship emotionally. I can't get over how fucking dark it is that Blitz has crossed himself out of all the fucking pictures on the wall. That's like, what the fuck, dude? Go to therapy. Go to all of the therapy. That's not healthy. Do we get to see that party, by the way? He is in the pictures on his phone, at least. Let's see. Sleepy pills. Oh, is this about to get real dark? Hang on. Okay, so Instagram, maps, emails, Whack Donalds, of course. Envy. Is that a dating app? Horsey dress up? That makes sense. Messages. Not Vox Flicks. Vox! Oh, okay. Another fucking has-been hotel ref. I'm sure I missed a half dozen of them. What's that? Something Tinder. I guess a dating app again. Gallery. B Eats. Don't know what that is. Lucy Master. Moneymaker's Bank. Why does the Moneymaker Bank have a clown on it? Okay. Well, if it's green, is that then is that the circle of greed? Was that green? Sleepy pills. It's like, that's a little. You take pills to help you sleep, do you, Blitz? I mean, I don't know what like imp anatomy is like in terms of how it reacts to drugs, but a selfie of himself. Like, he clearly took that himself, right? Of himself with Stolas sleeping, and he looks not happy. but, you know, annoying his coworkers or his employees. First day on the job with Moxie. Adopting Luna, who could not be more annoyed by him. Back when he was with Verosica. Back when he was with, ? Fizz? So they were childhood friends, right? So it might not have been a romantic thing. Like, it might just have been... It was the first relationship he fucked up. Or felt like he fucked up. And then him, his sister, and his ? Mom? Because, like, the thing is, her facial anatomy, to me, looks a lot closer to Fizz than it looks to him. Which, you know, who knows exactly how that works out, but... Huh. I wonder why seeing her specifically. Like, whether it's his sister or whether it's the mom ? That really triggers him. Like, that really sort of stabs and like what he's doing here, by the way, is he's self-harm. Like, well, it's not self-harm. Like, self-harm is more serious than that. But what he's doing here is that he's poking the wound, right? Like, he's already feeling emotionally vulnerable, rejected, useless, worthless. Like, he's been reminded of all his worst failures. And so he goes to look at pictures of everything that reminds him of all of those things because he's poking the wound, right? Like, he's scratching the itch when perhaps the thing to do right there would be to leave it alone for a second. But I do wonder why it's that picture. And, like, it seems like from the framing, it seems to be that he moves his thumb and there's his sister. So, like, that feels like it's the thing that hits him, not the lady. So I guess it would be the sister, specifically, that sets him off here. Which, again, like, we know that she's been in rehab. So I wonder. Wee! Funny demon show about the foul-mouthed imps who kill people. Oh my god, it's almost 2 hours. See, because the thing is, the runtime now is about 2 hours, and I refuse to let it go over. I will not! Swear to God, but also... There's still shit here. A lot of shit. I feel like I could talk about. Like the little camera move, right? Like when Blitz sort of, yeah, sure, it's a date, I guess. Oh, fuck. And how excited Stolas gets.
If you want to come with me to a club tonight.
Like the way that the camera starts to push in on his face. Because, like, his excitement.
Yes, I suppose that is what's happening. How fast can you get down to Lust?
I can be ready in 20.
All right, fantastic. See you soon.
The little girlish, like the little bopping up and down is like, I'm so excited. I'm gonna get to go to date with Blitz. Ah! Like a schoolgirl. It's adorable. Poor boy. Also, again, voluminous fucking clouds for the fucking face powder. You didn't need to. Like, it's a cool transition. It's a great way to cut to the next scene, but it's like, that is so fucking extra. The Hubby Hotel. Lesser knockoff of Has Been. Chuckle fucks. Oh, very good. Oh, boy, Blitz. You poor little fool. Like, it makes sense. It makes sense that he cannot perceive that Stolas has a genuine romantic interest in him if he doesn't feel like why if his default position is why would anyone care about me? It's like, yeah, obviously he can't see it. Like, obviously he's completely fucking blind to it. Anyway, fuck, we're coming up on... No, I refuse to let this go 2 hours. This is the end. Goodbye.